All right. Hey, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in to the WTCF Podcast. It's me, Charlie, and this week I wanted to spend some time talking about RPE, or the Rated Perceived Exertion of exercise. So we go through our exercise routines, and a lot of times you'll see people set themselves up for 3 sets of 10. There's nothing wrong with 3 sets of 10. 3 sets of 10 is great, but if it's not enough of a challenge, we're not going to go ahead and progress further. So let's take this scenario. I load up a bar onto the squat rack, and I'm going to bench press. So I get underneath it, and it's really, really light, and I go ahead and I start pushing it. I get to my 3 sets of 10, but it's not a lot of volume. There's not enough intensity for that to encourage muscle growth. So if I get through 10 reps and I still feel like I can do 10 more, technically my RPE is 0. So RPE is a scale of 0 to 10 on how many reps you can do. Now, it's basically how many reps that you have left. So if I have an RPE of 0, that means I can still complete 10 more reps. If I have an RPE of 1, I can do 9 more reps. If I have an RPE of 2, and you keep going up, so you start to get to RPE of 7, I can do 3. RPE 8, I can still do 2. RPE 9, I can still do 1. And RPE 10, I am no longer able to perform mechanically well done reps. So this does not count the ones that are all screwy looking and really, really tough to go ahead and push up. The one where you break down form, that is not counted in this scenario. So if you're getting to that and thinking that's RPE 10, you've already went past RPE 10. You have broken down and you have failed. And that's okay. The idea to practice RPE is to, over time, recognize that the number itself goes down. So if you're training, it's usually recommended to train above 6. So 7, 8, 9 is going to be really, really good. Getting within a few reps of failure is highly recommended in terms of building hypertrophy within the muscle. It's better to be at 8. And again, it's good to be at 9. But again, if we're constantly going to 10, that's too much. So when we're working our way up, let's say I'm doing 3 sets of 10 with 135 pounds on the bench, and I'm doing it. And I find it to be an RPE of 9, basically saying I can do 11 total reps without breaking down, but I'm stopping at 10. That's okay. I recognize that I can do 1 more rep. Awesome. Now, over time, I want to be able to watch my RPE number go down. So the following week, I go out there and I start benching, and I'm doing my work. And I get to my 3 sets of 10, but I feel I have 2 reps. I can do 2 more, which means I could probably get to 12 now. So if I wanted to go ahead and increase it, right, I can add that extra rep because now I've physically gotten stronger, or I can recognize and I can move up in weight a little bit more, thus adding more intensity. Adding intensity, adding volume is going to add more musculature to your frame over time. So again, if I'm starting off at 100 pounds and I can do 10 reps of it, and that's where I break down, boom, RPE 10 at 100 pounds. Perfect. But as I train, that number should start to come down. I should see my number tick up for weights. I should be able to maybe get to 105, maybe get to 11 reps, or start to recognize that getting to 10 reps is easier. And it should happen over time. And that's one of the really awesome things. So you're like, man, I'm objectively getting stronger, because you can see week over week changes in it. So it becomes really important to make sure that you're paying attention to where you are in your progress, how much you can add. Also within this, recognizing RPE 10. Every once in a while, you should push yourself to failure. You should fail once in a while, actively and efficiently. Like, you should go in and fail, seeing if you can tick your numbers up little by little by little. So again, if I'm working on something and I'm doing lat pull downs, and I got 90 pounds on the thing and I'm doing sets of 15, I should be able to see sets of 16, sets of 17, sets of 18 start to show up after a couple weeks, right? I want to objectively see myself get stronger. Or if I'm doing the 15, it should feel easier, thus meaning I can add more weight, right? So give yourself a ton of opportunity to go ahead and recognize where you're at, push to the very best that you can. So again, I might start pushing for 20 on that lat pull down. So instead of 3 sets of 15, I might be going for 3 sets of 20. I might be going for 3 sets of 12 at 100 pounds or 95 pounds, and starting to tick that up. Again, adding a little bit. So you're going to see your volume tick up, your intensity tick up, you'll get stronger for your work. So again, really, really quick and easy. Again, we're under 5 minutes. So hopefully this is something that'll help you in understanding RPE on a scale of 0 to 10. Good luck.